Joss Whedon is getting exposed once again for the terrible person that he is, this time once again by Ray Fisher, but we have some more information about Joss Whedon and how he handled some of the people who were involved with the Justice League movie, including Gal Gadot. And apparently it was so bad that he locked Gal Gadot in a room and basically threatened to end her career if she didn't do what he wanted her to do on set. That is horrific stuff. So, report, Joss Whedon threatened Gal Gadot's career on the set of Justice League. This is coming with a completely bombshell interview with Ray Fisher that just dropped from The Hollywood Reporter. So I have the interview pulled up here as well, and I've been reading through it. If you guys want to, you can go check it out and hear more information about it from Ray Fisher. But let's go ahead and get into the report on this. So this new report comes from The Hollywood Reporter and writer Kim Masters. It also comes after Gadot already confirmed she had her own experience with Joss Whedon. Back in December 2020, Gadot spoke with the Los Angeles Times regarding Ray Fisher's accusations against Whedon while on the set of Justice League. Gadot stated, "I'm happy for Ray to go out and speak his truth." She continued, "I wasn't there with the guys when they shot with Joss Whedon. I had my own experience with him, which wasn't the best one, but I took care of it there and then and when it happened. I took it to the higher ups and they took care of it, but I'm happy for Ray to go up and say his truth." And of course, that's probably the wise way to handle this, at least initially speaking. So I think that Gal Gadot must have been able to get her point across pretty well by doing this. But Gadot did not elaborate on what that experience was, but Scooper and YouTuber Grace Randolph speculated that it had to do with the Flash laying directly on top of Wonder Woman. So if you guys remember from the Justice cut of the Justice League, there was this really cringy scene in the movie that was also very weird and awkward. Apparently this was the scene that reportedly is what Gal Gadot did not want to be involved with whatsoever. So they had a stunt double doing this for this scene. So photographer Jason LeBoy also claimed that Whedon locked either Gadot or her stunt double in a room and threatened her career. Don't forget to add that he locked her in a room and threatened her career if she didn't do the scene. That is very important and should not be omitted, which is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Now, of course, Joss Whedon is a prime example of how Hollywood truly is. He is truly a sign of what kind of a place Hollywood really is. He is someone who likes to virtue signal about how great of a person he is, about how much he respects women. He is a male feminist, after all. These are all claims that Joss Whedon has made in the past. He really likes to virtue signal. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, he is doing this type of garbage, threatening women by threatening to end their career, locking them in a room if they didn't do what he wanted them to do. And of course, that is who Joss Whedon really is. He isn't someone who respects women. He isn't a gentleman. He isn't a true person who really just wants the best for women. He isn't any of that. That is, of course, what he will tell you in public. That is how he virtue signals. But really, he is a terrible person. And he has not only been a terrible person to people like Gal Gadot, but he's also been a terrible person to his own wife as well. So, Joss Whedon is just another sign, another symptom of what has happened with Hollywood. And it shouldn't be a surprise to any of us that this is who he truly is. Masters writes, a knowledgeable source says Gadot had multiple concerns with the revised version of the film, including issues about her character being more aggressive than her character in Wonder Woman. She wanted to make the character flow from one movie to the next, which makes sense. Masters goes on to detail the biggest clash, sources say, came when Whedon pushed Gadot to record lines she didn't like, threatened to harm Gadot's career, and disparaged Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins. And of course, that ties in pretty well with this claim from the photographer Jason LeBoy about Gal Gadot. Masters then writes, a knowledgeable source says Gadot and Jenkins went to battle, culminating in a meeting with then Warner's chairman Kevin Tsuchihara. Gadot would echo her previous comments to the Los Angeles Times, saying, "I had my issues with Whedon and Warner Brothers handled it in a timely manner." So, with that being said, this interview from Ray Fisher is very telling about who Joss Whedon is. And like I said, the whole point of this is it's always good to look at the big picture of things and to realize that what Joss Whedon really is and who he really is really just a cog in the wheel when it comes to Hollywood in general. And he just happened to be the one who got ousted for it. I don't know how Ray Fisher managed to do this or anything, but this is where we're at. Of course, there's a lot of people in Hollywood who are very elitist members of Hollywood, higher ups and whatever else, who are trying to protect Joss Whedon in some ways. Even people within Warner Brothers, which is also very eyebrow raising as well. But of course, you know, the elites in Hollywood, they all, in a way, kind of have each other's backs, at least up until, you know, they don't need you anymore. So, with that being said, you know, this is a really good report, really good interview with Ray Fisher and Joss Whedon, and it really goes into a lot of the stuff that, about Joss Whedon, and even some of the other people like Jeff Johns and John Berg. So, you know, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this report from Ray Fisher. What do you think about Joss Whedon's threats towards Gal Gadot, which is pretty horrible? I mean, Gal Gadot seems like a pretty nice person, generally speaking, and it's pretty terrible this had to happen to her. But it's hilarious that it was coming from someone who claims to be a male feminist who respects women. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe for new, I'd appreciate that a lot, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
With my heart